Bit of Punjabi airport music to get us in the mood this morning. Mark Souter joins us on the line, SVP Aviation Development at Abu Dhabi Airports. Morning, Mark.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, thanks very much indeed. And I suspect you are also, because Abu Dhabi Airports says passenger traffic totaled 4.7 million passengers in the third quarter of this year. That is a rise of, sharp intake of breath, 250% compared to the third quarter of last year. What's the story?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. We're delighted this morning to be announcing our traffic results for this quarter. And as you just said there, 4.7 million passengers in the 3 months to September. So that's quarter three, 3.5 million, almost more than the exact period last year. So, we're really happy about that. And if you look at the numbers from January to September this financial year, we're just under 11 million, which is more than we did for the whole of 2020 and 2021 combined. So, we're really happy, and I think it, literally shows there's been a very strong rebound and a return to travel this year.
What percentage of pre-pandemic traffic are we back at, say, this week? And now we're into the fourth quarter, aren't we, in November? Busy time, World Cup's happening. What percentage of pre-pandemic traffic are we back to?
Yeah, no, so I think, we are getting very busy, and right now we're probably around about the 85% mark of our capacity. That will probably creep up a little bit as we move into the festive season. To give you an idea, we are expecting sort of between now and sort of Christmas, early in the new year, to carry with our airline partners somewhere in the region of an additional 150, 200,000 passengers in that time. So, normally, particularly over the summer, we were tracking at around about 1.5 million passengers per month. We'll see that creeping up to closer to sort of 1.6, 1.7 million as we move into the festive season. And of course, particularly because there seems to be a big event going on up the road in Doha right now. We're at the moment have about 14 flights per day traveling to and from Abu Dhabi to Doha. Usually that would be about 4 or 5 flights a day. So significant additional capacity to the World Cup, on top of the extremely high numbers that we're seeing already anyway, moving into the end of the year.
So clearly you're busy at the moment and traffic is picking up. We'd expect that. The industry is rebounding and Abu Dhabi is rebounding. Can I ask you about a story that we've been chatting about this morning among ourselves, which is Riyadh looking to build an airport, reportedly with a capacity of 120 million passengers per year, which is, that's on the mega scale of a beyond DXB, beyond Atlanta even. Yeah. And I'm just wondering, as you look at your kind of 10 to 15 year strategy for Abu Dhabi airports, when you look at these other regional super hubs, obviously Dubai, Doha, Istanbul, you could maybe throw in there. And then if Riyadh builds one as well, how do you approach that from a strategic perspective?
I mean, it's a really interesting one for us, and as an airport operator, and like all other airports, we do plan ahead quite a long way. I mean, we're literally looking at our 25-year forecast as we speak. Typically in the airport world, we do plan quite far ahead. I think one of the interesting things is, particularly when you look at the Middle Eastern region, we are luckily in an area that is actually expected to grow more than other parts of the world, particularly if you compare to sort of Europe and North America. So I think yes, the numbers that I think you're referring to, and I saw the same article myself, I think late yesterday. Yes, some of the numbers are staggering, but I think equally, in the long term, when you look at where we're expected to go, particularly as a region, Abu Dhabi and the UAE, we will be expecting to see quite strong growth. And I think, again, strategically, where we are located, you talk very much about the hub, something that we here at Abu Dhabi focus on a lot. We are very much in a strategic location between Europe, Australasia, but more importantly, India and China. So, you've got countries such as India with 1.4 billion population almost sitting on our doorstep. So, that's where we see quite a lot of growth coming through in the medium and long term ahead.
A couple of minutes left with you. Can we talk technology? Story over the past couple of weeks that you're looking to introduce facial recognition at your new midfield terminal building. From check-in to boarding, you hope it will reduce airport queuing times. Is this science fiction or science fact, Mark?
I think we're probably now at the point where we're looking at science fact. It's definitely not science fiction. I mean, it's interesting when you go back to the pandemic and COVID times. I think one of the things that was very clear is that we accelerated quite quickly to moving to what's now referred to as sort of touchless airports environment, where we're moving to biometrics, where people don't physically need to sort of press buttons. Literally, you'll have a scan taken of your face. So, it's definitely not science fiction, because actually, we're running a trial as we speak in our US Customs and Border post, which we have here at the airport. So this is the US facility where our passengers can actually do all their pre-immigration checks before departing from Abu Dhabi to the United States. And currently we're running a trial exactly that, where we're using biometric scanning cameras. So that passengers, once they've had their photograph taken at check-in, literally at that point, they don't need to reach for their passport or the paperwork anymore. They just literally, whisk through immigration and security, leaving the passport and paperwork firmly, in their pockets. So, this is a trial we're running now, equally with counterparts in the US, and we will be absolutely looking to roll that out as we start, opening up our new terminal sometime soon.
Mark, finally, can't let you go without a quick word about the World Cup. You mentioned it earlier. I'm sure you've seen a bump in passenger traffic with people using Abu Dhabi as a hub to get to Doha. But what about the behaviour of passengers? My colleague Brandy Scott says football fans can sometimes be, her phrase was, tired and emotional. I might use the euphemistic phrase boisterous, but you know what I'm getting at. 30 seconds on how that's been, how you've coped with football fans.
To be honest, we've been absolutely fine. I mean, I was actually in the airport yesterday. I saw a few weary fans sort of roaming around the terminal. I won't say who they were, but to be fine that we're finding that everyone's been absolutely really well behaved, and I think really just enjoying the atmosphere. And the one thing that I've sort of been picking up is that I think actually fans are now quite enjoying the fact that they can enjoy a bit of decent weather, and combine it with a nice holiday as well. So, from what I've seen anecdotally, walking around our terminals, absolutely fine. Everyone looks to be enjoying themselves, and long may that continue.
Happy day. He's glad to hear it. 250% increase in passenger traffic. Not bad numbers for an airport. Mark Souter there, Senior Vice President for Aviation Development at Abu Dhabi Airports.
Dubai Eye 103.8.
Join the conversation.